Awesome. Very good. Welcome everyone to today's live on it's actually a third part already. Channeling money frequencies. Woohoo! Very good, very good. I'm so happy everything is working right now because it wouldn't. And I'm a little bit late to the show anyway. So today we are doing part 3 of the Channeling Money Frequencies summer series, which is so exciting because I decided to do it completely for free for everyone who is interested in watching. And I'm streaming it onto my YouTube as well as on TikTok. And for everyone who's just late to the game, you might watch or rewatch previous sessions or lives on my YouTube as well. So just go there, put in channeled consciousness of money, and you will find me. And you can watch all of those series or the entirety of this series there because TikTok is not recording these lives and it's just not storing them anyway. So anyways, welcome everyone. If you have any questions, by the way, about channeling money, channeling consciousness of money, just feel free to ask. I'm gonna jump right into the topic for today, which is because it's part 3, we are talking about worthiness and self worth. And this, guys, is so important. Such an important topic because if you are not creating money with grace and ease, and you're not experiencing abundance in your life, the reason why you're not experiencing that might lie actually in you not feeling worthy. And you might have heard of it, like you need to be worthy of the money that you expect. You want to feel worthy. And it's not only worthiness regarding money, but it's worthiness in your entire life. Like so many of us, we just feel not worthy in so many aspects. I just cannot start even listing those areas, and we're not even realizing that. So we go through life without realizing that we are feeling unworthy, and it's just because we are not calling it unworthiness. We're not labeling it as such. We are labeling those situations, emotions in a completely different way. And I will give you some examples. So you might actually start relate to those areas and you might start seeing where you might see yourself as not completely worthy. Now, many people do that, especially women, especially moms as well. And you may be thinking, well, I'm just taking care of my child. I'm just wanting the best for my kid. And if you are putting your child's needs always above your own needs, it might show up as unworthiness, or the reason, the cause underneath might be that you don't feel worthy. What I mean by that, and by no means I'm talking about don't take care of your child or abandon, like literally in the first couple of years, like you really need to do a lot, right? And the care is sometimes even kind of like to like I will even say that to the detriment of the mom, right? Like sacrificing your sleep, your health, your well-being, your mental stability, all those things, like they're all connected at the beginning when you don't have the right support. And this is by no means to say don't take care of your child. This is just for you to notice when you are doing it. This is just for you to start noticing that you might be doing it in more than just this circumstance, but somewhere else as well. So let's just take a typical example where you might feel unworthy or where your self worth might be lacking. And it's because, don't take me wrong, it's literally because you've been raised this way. It's kind of like everybody does this, so you need to be doing this as well. Or everybody thinks this way or behaves this way. The majority of people are doing it, you have to be doing it as well. And it's kind of like the general expectation. And when you're not doing it, you are kind of like reaping the consequences of it. So what I mean by it, it's, for example, when we put someone else or something less above us, that something is more important than you. What does it signify? It actually shows, at least to yourself, even if nobody's watching, even if nobody's judging that situation, it shows at least to you that you yourself, you are putting yourself beneath something else. And it might be either a person, it might be in a relationship, or might be even thing. It might be even a like a consequence, or it might be an object. And many people do that with money, especially, right? So we might be saying like, well, but this is required from me by my employer to do something that, like sacrifice my health. Like so many people are just working when they sick, right? So many people are working even when they could be taking a day off, but they just don't want to lose the money, or they don't want to upset their employer by saying, "Hey, I need a day off, or I need a couple of days, or even hours, just like a half day off, to take care of something important for me," right? And when we do that, when we put something above ourselves, that something is more important than me, then I can feel that there's no equality in those things, and my self-worthiness is actually a little bit harmed here or wounded. Because especially when nobody's asking that of you, right? And you might have noticed that about yourself already, or you might just bring that to your awareness right now, that so many times we are just assuming those things, right? Like, I need to go to work because my employer will get upset, or they need me, or they're counting on me to get job done. And then you do it even though you could be taking a day off, or you just don't want to because you need to be like taking care of yourself or someone else, or just like, so do you start seeing it where you putting something else above yourself, and then you go like, this is more important than me, and that's why I have to do it to the detriment of myself? That is your sign that your self-worth is actually lacking a little bit here. Now, there's no tragedy. It's just all about awareness. Many people do it with money. Like, if I don't go and do that, I will lose money, right? That means basically I'm putting up money onto a pedestal that I need to do something, and the money is more important than my own health, my own well being, or my own wants or needs, right? But if I put it at an equal footing, what would I decide differently? Maybe I would, you know, ask for a day off. Maybe I would just prefer like to or prioritize my own well-being, health, and then just do the job, do the work next day or next time, right? So this is no advice. I'm not advising anyone to just go and don't work, or like just don't you do your job. Just start noticing when you're putting someone else's needs above your own. Now, we can be doing it in many different ways as well, not just with the job, not just with the boss or money. Even when you are in your own boss, when you have your own business, you might go like, well, but I have to go and do that I promised my clients, because otherwise I will lose them. I will lose the income, right? Whereas if you are at the same equal footing with your client, with the money, you go and communicate what needs to be done or what can be negotiated differently, right? Also, other experiences or other examples is when we don't even realize that we're doing it, that we are not valuing self enough and putting someone else's needs above, is when we, like, how many of you have had that experience that when somebody calls you, your friend, or maybe mother, member of your family, or a loved one, especially with loved ones. This is so tricky for so many of us, right? A loved one calls you, they need something, and then you don't want to do that, or it doesn't fit like into your whatever you're doing, or you're not ready to do it, or even sick, or even like not able to, but you just go and do it because it's the loved one. and you feel responsible for them, or you feel like you own them something. And I can tell you, I had that realization only very recently, and it was connected to my mom. And I realized how imbalanced that relationship was because of my self worthiness. And the point here is really literally, I just thought I'm just being a good daughter because I saw my mom do that her entire life, like jumping into helping others, no matter whether she wanted or not, jumping to help us as children or even as adults, like her entire life, she was always ready to help and support someone who was in need. And I picked up that pattern from her for sure. And without even questioning, like I was behaving this way towards her, not realizing that, you know, there's no self worthiness in this because I'm prioritizing someone else over me. Now, again, there might be situations where I'm not saying in emergencies or like where life and health is literally at risk, but like in normal everyday situations, why would we prioritize other people's needs over ourselves, right? And again, that could be with people that you have a relationship with, or even with an object. Something is more important, right? We value our vehicles, our properties, right? And are we equally valuing ourselves, or are we prioritizing or putting more value onto them? Like, I don't know. I was raised in a way, for example, this is just example, guys, that I'm giving you how the self worth is attached to you, to your perceived valuing yourself and others, and how that relates to receiving money or allowing the money to come in. Because basically, when I'm not valuing myself enough, when I'm prioritizing someone else, I'm literally sending the signal to the universe saying, hey, I'm not important. Others are more important, or these things are more important than me. And then the universe goes just like, well, let's give her more of that. This is what she wants, right? And then I'm seeing more stuff when I'm just not being valued enough. And I was surprised then, as especially as women, we might feel so undervalued, like not respected, not supported enough, but we are not doing that to ourselves in the first place. So I'm just touching on those points just to give you an idea, because we are talking about channeling money frequencies. And one of the main frequency of money or wealth is literally worth and self-worthiness. And that's why we are talking about this. By the way, the entire summer, I have put Money Flow course on 50% discount just for the very reason so everyone can get a head start and start building those fundamental building blocks for your own money flow so you can create that abundance with ease and grace. And these are the fundamentals that everyone needs to know about to start actually generating more abundance, more money, more wealth, and allowing to receive it. And I'm always, always, always reiterating it. There's no one who is blocking your abundance. No one. There's no one like turning the vault off or on for you. It's just you. You are the only person who is either allowing it into your experience or disallowing it because it's already here. It's like a rain, literally raining all over you all the time, over everyone. Nobody is withholding anything from you. You already have everything that you need, that you want, that you desire in your sphere, literally. But what the majority of us does, we are blocking it. It's like putting an umbrella up, right? Putting an umbrella up, shielding all the good from coming in. And so the easiest, literally the easiest way is just like understanding what I'm doing, understanding that it's here, and then just putting down the umbrella just for the abundance to come in. Now, this might be easier said than done because we've been raised, the majority of us have been raised in a way that we do not understand these things. And actually, we're told the opposites, like you need to work hard, you need to deserve your wealth, your abundance. It's not for free. Money doesn't grow on trees. You have to be like a good person to deserve or to be worthy, or you need to literally jump through hoops. That's so much bullshit. Like nobody's asking you to jump through hoops. Like the tree, when you look outside, it's having the nutrients, having the sunlight, the sunshine, the air, everything that it needs for its life. It's just here, freely given to the tree, to the plants, to the animals. They are not required to jump through hoops. By nature, our nature, by the universal nature, we are not required to jump through hoops to have a good life and to have everything that we desire. We are not. But that deservability is kind of killing us off with this. And that's why we want to rewire our brains into understanding how that really works. And so that's why I'm saying you're the only person who's blocking your abundance. And when you know what you're doing and you know that it's not working, then you can decide, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. So it's not like you have to learn something special, like special skill or become certain new person that is doing something completely differently. No, 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 no. You just need to remember who you truly are, how to align with your natural state of beingness and allow everything instead of disallowing it. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. And in the process, you're actually getting happy because you just have to get happier when you start doing these kind of works. Okay? So again, guys, just ask me any questions if you have any. I'm just gonna go through this. Maybe there is anyone. Maybe not. That's okay. Don't be shy. Ask anything. Ask away. And so the thing that I wanted to kind of touch on when talking about worthiness, self worth, is that, okay, which is really hot here, is that we are not even realizing what we are doing because nobody wakes up in the morning thinking, what are the 10 ways I can make myself feel unworthy of money? We don't do that. We label those things completely differently. We label it as, oh, I'm just being a good daughter. I'm just being a good friend. I'm just being a good employee, right? Like I'm doing what my employer says. And again, these things are often not even literally asked of you. We're just assuming that they need us to do that, or we just assume that this is how a good person would behave, and that's why we're doing them. And then we resent all of those people for making us do something that we don't want, even though in reality they didn't even ask anything of you. You just assumed that they need that, and that's why you acted like that's needed. And then no surprise that so many people resent their jobs, their employers, and even after being let go of, they go and complain. You hear it all the time, like, oh man, I was working so hard, I was giving all my life to them. I sacrificed my kids' soccer match, and I went even, on that business trip when I was sick and I shouldn't, or I worked overtimes, all those things. And then people regret doing them because they were giving out of false obligations. And this literally starts when you are not valuing yourself enough, and when your self-worth is not equal to worth of others or even other objects, right? Like we mentioned at the beginning, money. So many people put money above themselves. Like, I need to go and do that thing for my client because I'm losing money, or I need to go to work when I'm sick because my employer will get mad or might fire me or something like that. And we often do that with our spouses, with our parents. I need to go and do that because my mother asks me to do it, because otherwise I'm not a good daughter. And that has consequences. The consequence being feeling really, really bad about yourself. That's a clear signal that your self-worthiness might be lacking, or it's somehow, it's literally wounded without realizing it. As I mentioned earlier on, you might be labeling it as, oh, I'm just a good friend, I'm a good daughter, I'm a good employee, I'm a good wife, good mother, good friend, good girlfriend. And then we are doing things that actually we don't want to be doing, or we think that we have to do them because someone else might get mad or upset. This is the good girl syndrome. Men have that as well, for sure, for sure, for sure. They just deal with that a little bit differently. They also can have the good boy syndrome, right? Like always obliging with the demands of parents, of girlfriends, of whatnot. And then we all know how it ends. It's just resentment for the other person. So this is just something for you to start considering, where you might be putting someone else or something else above yourself. This is not to do, like, not to say, oh, never do anything good to people, don't help them when they ask you to do. No, 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 this is none of that. It's just start seeing whether you are coming from an equal place, like you want to do it, like you are genuinely helping the other person, or you're doing it out of obligation because you think something negatively might be happening to you. Negative might be happening to you when you not fulfill that ask or obligation. And again, these might be are like asked, literally somebody is asking you to do something, or it might be just assumed when you assuming that this is wanted from you or needed. So many times, like I'm talking to my clients about this, so many times nobody's even asking you to behave this way or do this, and we just assume we have to be doing it to be that good employee, good girl, good a daughter, good spouse, good mother, right? Like nobody is even asking that. So that's the self-worthiness piece. And in the money flow course, we are touching on the fundamentals of your self-worthiness. It's like it's this self-abandonment wound where you literally needed to protect yourself and do things that would protect you from people getting upset, from people being mad with you, all those things. Once you start realizing that, you can heal the self worthiness wound very, very quickly once you start seeing what you're doing. But then you need to start observing yourself in situations, right? Like even the idea might come, like, oh, I need to exercise every day, for example. Like, who said that? Why do I need to drag myself to exercise every day when I don't feel that I'm able to do it, or my health doesn't allow for that, or I'm just forcing myself to do it, or I'm just putting so many things into my day that basically I'm exhausted by the end of the day because I'm just doing those things that I assume that a person should be doing, right? We are doing it so often, so frequently, self-abandoning ourselves. Self-worth is literally rebuilding that confidence in yourself that everyone is equal to you, everyone, and having the power inside of you to know that even if somebody gets upset, even if somebody gets mad or in disagreement that I'm not doing something for them, it's okay, and I will survive. And it doesn't harm me. It's not gonna harm me, right? Like it's not gonna have negative consequences in my life. That's what we need to understand in that self-healing journey. And I love the self-worthiness part, especially because it was so crucial for myself to heal this part and to start understanding that people might get upset, friends might leave, friends might get upset, they might completely like estrange themselves and never talk to me again. But isn't that such a blessing when somebody who's not treating you as an equal is actually leaving your life? Isn't that a blessing to your life? Well, I would say yes, it is. So let me know, you guys, if you have any questions about the money flow course, because this is just like a very little portion of the course that we are touching on the money flow. And for the entire summer, I decided to put money flow for 50% off for anyone who wants to start building the fundamentals of creating abundance with ease and grace. Because literally, feeling worthy of the money to come into your life without sacrificing something, without sacrificing your life, your money, your time, your energy, or your resources feels can feel really easy because money shouldn't be felt like it's struggle or it's sacrificing, like I'm sacrificing something. And honestly, I was brought up in the belief that you just have to sacrifice something to get paid, right? You either sacrifice your time and you have to learn to get a good job, and then you have to work like hours, you have to give hours to your employer to get paid, and you give them literally without realizing. So many people are doing that without realizing you're giving your best time of your life, the peak of your life, the best time of your days, because well, you need to sleep in the night, and usually we are tired in the evening, and you're giving that best time not to yourself, not to do something for yourself so you can go and pursue your dreams and your pleasures and your dreams. You're giving that time to someone else who's actually paying you, and many times it's only they're paying you to survive so you can pay your bills, have a little extra, and then go into the circle again, like over and over again. Not even building enough money for yourself to retire at an age where you can actually still enjoy yourself and enjoy the money that you've built for yourself. Most people end up, like I see it with my parents, most people end up retired with on very little income, that they cannot even enjoy themselves or travel or do whatever they want, and most of them being so tired anyway and exhausted by life, so they just don't want to. So this is for everyone who literally wants to enjoy their life while they still can enjoy it, while you are not at the retirement age where probably you don't even care whether you travel the world or not, right? This is what I'm always saying to my family and to everyone who's willing to listen to me. Actually, I want to have my best life right now when I'm able to enjoy it. I want to have that retire a retirement house for myself, my dream home. I want to have right now, not when I'm 65, where I'm not gonna care where I live. I want to be living at a sea right now where I see the sunset and I'm sipping my red wine, watching the sunset over the sea now, where I want this, where I can still enjoy myself, not when I'm 65 or 70, when I'm probably not gonna care anymore about that. Maybe I will, I don't know, but I want to have that kind of life now, not when I'm retired. Not to even say that most of people are not even getting their dreams fulfilled when they're retired. They live their entire lives, then they are retired, they don't work anymore, they just don't build that money, the value, the worth anymore, and they're just receiving a pension, and they hardly survive on that pension. So what's the point of sacrificing your entire life for that, right? If you know there's something not okay with the system, you just know it has to be different. You just know it has to be some other way, and there is a way. Because it's all false. And once you realize the truth, once you realize what's underneath, and I'm not talking about conspiracies, I'm just talking about your spiritual nature, that you are a spirit in this body and that you are more powerful than anything. that you are the sole authority on what is going to happen in your life, what's not going to happen in your life. No, you don't need anyone's permission. There is no God in a way that is granting you wishes or not, or withholding your money or withholding your wealth or happiness. It's no such a thing. You need to start understanding that you are the sole authority on everything and anything in your life. That you have the sole power inside of you to bring something into existence, to have an experience of something or not to have that. It's not because of some other forces out there, not because of some God out there or benevolent power or universe or spirit. None of that. It's all within you. It's all within you. But you need to understand the basics, the fundamentals of the blueprint of the build of this universe and the true nature. Most people don't. Even if they are using it to their benefits, most people don't know how to. Like, what's the mechanics behind it? So, this is what I'm teaching to my clients in Money Flow, the foundational course, which is literally building the fundamental steps for you to start receiving with grace and ease all your abundance. So, this is for everyone who is literally sick and tired of not seeing enough money in their life, even though they work hard, they are good people, they think they should deserve, and they still not. It's just because your fundamental beliefs are in contradiction to what is so, how the truth is, and how you could be very easily living once you start understanding that. So, there is a link in my bio. You can just go to the link, and at the top of the website, there you can see Money Flow. It's currently 50% off for the entire summer. And I'm doing this because I want everyone to literally start learning about these things. And I'm doing a lot of these free lives on YouTube, on TikTok, so you can learn, you can start learning a lot of those things. And no, it's not only for people who have money, because there's so much free stuff that I'm putting out here. You can go on my YouTube, you can just binge watch all the summer series, even the previous lives that I've recorded. Now we are doing this part 3 today. And I'll be here every Thursday, 2 p.m. Central European time, bringing you the money frequencies, channeled money frequencies, every Thursday for the entire summer. So you can start building your own knowledge. You can start building the understanding, and it will start making sense to you, because these days, like, we are all bombarded with that knowledge. It's not secret anymore. It's not like only few weirdos are talking about this. This is like becoming a general knowledge. And there's so many more people that are becoming ready to do this, that are literally like you guys. I've been growing up and I knew life has to be different than it is. I knew deep down in my heart it has to be easier than it is, or that it just appeared to me. It has to be easier. And I spent my entire life in the search of finding those ways. And not out of like laziness, I don't want to be working, but it was just a struggle, like a constant struggle with everything. Relationships were hard. Love was hard for me. Achieving simple things in life seemed very hard for me. And I was not lacking anything in terms of like opportunities, skills, none of that. And it still was a struggle, and I couldn't understand it. But I knew deep down in my heart that life has to be easier. Life is supposed to be easier than this. And I dedicated my entire life to finding out the ways or the understanding or how it actually works. And now I'm talking about money to everyone, because money is just so dense on our planet. It has strong belief system attached to it many times. It is very difficult for people to kind of let go of it, and doesn't happen accidentally either. And I know so many things would change for many if you just started making money with ease and grace, and you allowed way more money to come into your life than you are currently allowing. And or you would do that in a way that actually fulfills your passions, and you don't have to be working for someone doing something that you don't want to. Literally 8 hours every day, which I mentioned before, is your most precious, most effective time of your days, and most effective time of your life that you could be using and you should be using to fulfilling your dreams, not the dreams of someone else. So this is it. This is it, you guys. We've been talking about self-worthiness today and the self-worth, and there's so much more than we just touched on it. And it's the most hidden block that I would say, because so many of us, we just don't see that, right? Because it just dresses up as I'm just a good person, I'm just a good Christian, I'm just a good daughter, good employee, all those things. And these are the less obvious blocks. There are more obvious blocks, like not feeling worthy of charging enough, asking enough of money for my services. Like, how many of you like go and take the job even though you're not happy with the salary, right? And you think you should be earning more, but at the same time you don't believe that you deserve it. Like, well, I'm not skilled enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not very like enthusiastic about the job enough, right? And then you see people who are working actually way less than you, and some people don't even work and have more money. So how is that possible? How would you explain that? And it's just not because you have to exchange anything for money. Once you start understanding that money can be, and it's a good exercise actually, I recommend that for you. If you start seeing money as energy or something really, like, energy is intangible and invisible, right? And if you start perceiving money like the air that we breathe, that it's coming in and it's going out, and imagining money coming to you with ease and grace in the same way as if you were just breathing in and letting air out, breathing out, and really relate to money in this way, because it's a circle. This is what I'm saying to all my clients actually. Money is an action. It's actually, money is a verb. It should not even be a noun. It's kind of like, it's an action, it's movement, it's flow, it's never ending current. Money is not stagnant. We have a representation of money that is very easy to perceive, like a bill, you have a note, you have a coin. These days, you have even like online banking, you just see the numbers on your screen. So you understand it's not even a tangible thing. And that's why it's easier for you to imagine money to be something actually intangible. And if you start perceiving money as flow, like a river, and it's never ending flow, it's not like it's starting and then it's finishing, or there is a shortage of that flow. It's always flow. It's like the air that is always circulating, it's always coming in and going out. Money is an action, is actually a verb, is movement, is that kind of motion. It's never stagnant. And thinking of money like trying to hoard, like just imagine if you try to inhale more oxygen than you actually can, like trying to hold your breath down without releasing it. It's impossible. But with that kind of ease, you can relate to money, just receiving it with ease and then releasing it with ease at the same time. I give you a little hack that I'm using. Anytime that I kind of see myself a little bit stuck, and when I'm not seeing maybe money coming in. By the way, it's not only money, it could be value, gifts, donation, like not donations, but like somebody is doing something for you, right? Like giving you a service or help, that has a value as well, right? It doesn't have to be just money. But when I kind of like see that I'm not receiving those things, even money and maybe opportunities or maybe new synchronicities in my life, I can almost always relate that to holding on to something with my money. And I'm always checking whether I'm maybe holding off with some payment that I should be paying, or maybe paying a bill, maybe paying someone else the money, or maybe just due to give something to someone, or basically in general, that I'm holding on to something that I'm not wanting to release in my life because I'm holding on to it out of fear. Am I not having enough? What if something goes wrong? What if I'm like not able to generate more money? And if I'm holding on to it out of fear and I'm not paying a bill that is due, or I'm withholding money from someone and I know I should be paying them, and I have that, then I know that this is the first step to releasing the flow, and it's releasing it with ease, not holding on to money. And then this may be even like purchasing something that I wanted for such a long time, and I'm hesitant because I'm afraid I will not have enough money. And when I do the purchase, when I go and release the money, that usually ignites the flow, and what goes out needs to come in, and vice versa. So it's a circulation. It's a circulation. If you're gonna read one book on money, then read this book. Money is God in Action. I don't know if you can see that like reversed. Money is God in Action is by Raymond Charles Barker. Barker. And it's a little teeny tiny book. It literally has like 12 pages, and it's an old book, and it's brilliant, and you will understand why money is a verb and not a noun. One last time, money flow, that's the foundational course, is on sale right now for the entire summer, 50% off. Never done this crazy sale, but right now I want as many as possible to get the knowledge, the basic, the fundamental understanding on how creating abundance can be with ease and grace. Because I believe people are not here to struggle. And if you can get your money to flow to you and create abundance for yourself with ease and flow, that will allow you to do what you want to do with your life. One precious life. Money should never be in the way of you having what you want or leading the life that you want, because at the end of the day, it's just money, and money is a tool, and money should be used in this way. So, working away, giving your life away for the money, it just doesn't make sense when it's really, really easy, and it's very simple to allow more to come into your life once you understand the basics how to do it. So, go into my bio, there's this link. You will find money flow pinned to the top of the page. You can all just join for 50% discount right now and start educating yourself, start experiencing the overflow in your life, because you all deserve that. So that's all from me today. I'm going to end of this on that note for now. Have a blast, have an amazing day. I'm going to be here again Thursday, 2 p.m. Central European time. I can't wait to see all of you here. Love you. Take care for now. Take care. Bye bye. Bye bye.